Hello. We are back and we are in business with this new podcast mic. It's a pink one and it literally matches my vibe so freaking well. I think it's so important to, I don't know, do things that get you excited about your goal, whether it's getting new workout clothes or, um, getting a mic that's pink and instead of some boring gray one, right? That feels like it matches your vibe. All of my stuff, my freaking laptop case is pink. My laptop bag case is pink. My laptop stand is rose gold. My laptop case is aqua blue. My microphone is pink. My vlog camera case is pink. My phone camera case is pink. So it just says a lot about my own aura. It's just I love pink and I love like aqua blue. So y'all didn't ask for that, but with that being said, I'm really excited to go into today's topic. And I don't really have a plan for today's topic. I just feel like I do best when I'm able to talk my ass off. And what I want to talk about today is building self-discipline and doing the things you don't feel like doing, right? Staying consistent. That is the biggest thing that so many of us struggle with, right? Whether it's in your fitness journey, right? Or, just not really keeping the promises you make to yourself, right? Like maybe you keep all the promises to other people, but when it comes to making promises to yourself, is not that, consistent, right? It's similar like when you give other people advice, but you don't follow your own advice, been there. I still do that with my clients. I'll literally be giving them the best advice in the world and I'll need that same advice, but I won't take it. So, when it comes to building self-discipline, guys, this is truly something that takes time to build. Okay. Especially if you're someone who identifies as like being a very lazy person or just someone who has a lot on their plate. Like you feel like you're very, very busy. You get overwhelmed easily. Having a lack of self-discipline can be for so many reasons. Okay. Sometimes it can even be that you're just not eating enough and you just don't have the physical energy. Right. So for me personally, I remember I used to be the laziest bitch alive. Like, I'm not even kidding. The only time I actually would get on my fitness is when I had a vacation coming up and we are going to be in bikinis. And I'd be like, okay, I'm going to do HIIT cardio and fucking get shredded in 2 weeks. And I would just rebound because after that vacation, I would just go back to eating exactly how I was. And my weight was just constantly like fluctuating like a lot, like 10 pounds, like always losing and regaining back the same 10 to 15 pounds. And this was like back in college. Obviously, like when I first started my fitness journey, that's kind of what catapulted it. But what I'm getting to is that I remember that's how I got into bodybuilding for the bikini division. Was I literally used to watch Heidi Summers. She's the owner of Buff Bunny Collection. I freaking love her. I used to watch her prep videos on YouTube. And I would just be like, oh my God, like she's so disciplined. Like it requires so much discipline and it's so hard. And yeah, it's extreme, but like I don't even care about how I look right now. Like it's about the fact that I'm literally had to cry and do cardio and like just you literally put yourself through hell basically in bodybuilding, but it's like you're choosing the hard shit, you know what I mean, over and over again. And that's what attracted me to bodybuilding in the beginning. I was like, I need an extreme, like I need to force myself to do the hard shit. And I know if I got to be on stage in X amount of weeks, I will be that way. And also I vlogged it all. You can see my entire bikini bodybuilding prep series on my YouTube. You just have to scroll down a little bit. And it's such old videos. I have videos when I was struggling with binge eating and like I would be like, oh my God, like my ankles would get swollen. I would experience edema. Like, bro, it's a lot. So it's been a long period of time for me building self-discipline. And I think that having and prioritizing your fitness and health gives you an avenue to kind of express that and practice that self-discipline, right? whether it's going to the gym a consistent amount of times a week, or meal prepping and making majority of your foods at home, and managing your eating out, and managing your screen time, and managing the things that are actually draining your energy in the long run, right? And fulfilling that time more with things that charge you up. Excuse me, a little burp there. But yeah, so it takes time to build that self-discipline, guys. So there's going to be, I really want to let you guys know that it's so normal to be in this oscillating cycle, right? Oscillating basically means going back and forth. And this is basically, it's us oscillating from the part of ourselves that we're trying to shut off, right? The poor habits, the negative thought patterns, toxic behaviors and self-sabotage, and oscillating between that and the version of yourself that you're proud of, that makes you happy, and that expresses herself fully and sets boundaries, and feels so confident in herself. And it's normal to be oscillating between those two things. I think a lot of times when we have this specific goal, right, whether it's to be like a gym rat, or start your business, or whatever that goal is, it can be very easy to fuck up once or twice or 3 times and be like, I'm just not doing this right. I'm not worthy of these goals. I'm clearly not capable. I'm clearly not good enough. Or I must be fucking, something must be wrong with me, or whatever stories you're telling yourself. But just because you end up falling back to old patterns here and there, you have weeks of slacking off and you get back on track, that does not mean that you are off track. Like, it may feel like you are slacking, but you being off track is still you being on your track. Okay? That's something I had to tell myself, guys, because I used to be so fucking hard on myself. Like, I still am, really practicing that self-empowerment, that self-encouragement, and not beating myself up and internalizing things, and internalizing, feedback and, challenges in my life. Okay. So it's normal for that to happen. And what happens is you can either do 2 things. You can beat yourself up for not being perfect and falling back to old habits, or you can encourage yourself to take it as the gift that it is and look for, this doesn't make me feel too good. What triggered me into falling back into old habits, and how can I just right now, what's one action, stupidly easy action that I need right now that I can take right now? Is that drinking your water? Is it doing some breath work, taking a second to close your work laptop, turn your phone off, and literally breathe and sit with yourself? What is it that you can do right now? Give yourself that patience, because we're human, guys. We're fucking human, and nobody is perfect, and we all slip back sometimes. But it's what makes a difference between the person who achieves that self-discipline and the person who ends up never achieving that is the person who achieves that self-discipline sometime in their life continues to show up for themselves no matter the fuck what happens. They don't care. They are continuously going because they have a vision that they see in their life, and they're not going to stop until they get that. And if you don't feel that way, if you feel like, I don't really have a vision for my life, I don't really feel like I have a purpose, I'm here to tell you that that is not true at all. Do you know how much of a miracle it is to be a human here on this earth right now? Like, it truly is. Even though babies are born every single day, it truly is a miracle. You are a miracle. And you were here to be put on this life to learn things, to go through hard fucking shit, so that way you could become stronger, more disciplined, more independent, more compassionate towards others. Okay? There's 2 main vibrations. There's 2 main emotions and states of being that you could be in. There's only 2. You can either be in love or you can be in fear. Okay? And if you are in fear, you will feel it. You will be focused on the lack of, that's something in your life. You will be focused on what you didn't do versus what you did do. You will be focused on the areas in your life that are wrong instead of the areas of your life that are right. And you will be continuing to attract that into your life. Or you can be rooted in love and start with yourself and your thoughts. And understand that, yes, I may have negative thoughts that come up. I may doubt myself. I may, be like, I wonder how long it's going to be till I fall off. Or, I wonder if something bad's going to happen. Bitches, I literally, having my own business, by the way, for me, bitch is a love language. It's a love word. So take that. That's just my language. But guys, running your own business, you have to come from a place of love to yourself. Because it can be so easy to just tie your worth to your business because it's your baby, for me, right? It's my baby. So, it can be so easy to do that. But you can be rooted in love or you can be rooted in fear. Love for yourself. Love for others, as hard as it fucking is. Especially if they cut you off in the middle of the road. Like, that shit will show you how human you really are. I know for me, I think I'm so patient now. I used to be so impatient. I feel like I'm so patient now. I'm so loving. I'm so compassionate. Someone cuts me off, bitch, fuck you. Literally grumbling comes out. So if you relate to this right now, you can leave a 5-star into this video. Well, not video, podcast. Anyway, bringing it back to the topic. Through hardship and through understanding how shitty it feels to not be on track is exactly what brings you back to being on track, right? You being off your track is still you being on your track. It's a part of your track. So fearing failure and avoiding to do anything altogether is actually you just manifesting your fear in the first place of not being good enough and being stuck in the same body, mind, habits, lifestyle for the rest of your life. That's our biggest fear, right? For most people. But if you do nothing, you're just staying the same, right? So what can we do about that? And how can we give ourselves more of that love so that way we can continue to come from a place of love and attract more of that into our life, right? Whether it's practicing more gratitude, right? And I really, really need to disclaim here, guys, that I am in no way, shape, or form saying those are bad feelings. You shouldn't feel them. And if you have negative thoughts or if you fall back into old habits or, you start talking down to yourself or you get upset about something, that you shouldn't feel that way. That's not what I'm saying here. What I'm saying is feel the feelings as they come up. But then after a certain point, it is in your choice to surf and wallow in those feelings or to look for solutions and more productive ways of thinking. Okay? And the only productive way to think at the end of the day, if you don't want to just bitch and complain about your situation, you actually want to change it and make some change in your life, it comes down to forgiving yourself, accepting the situation, looking for solutions, and being like, what can we do about it, right? And I know that's hard and it can be triggering. I know it was triggering for me. But what's the alternative? What the fuck is the alternative? Okay? You are in the driver's seat of your life. Discipline is a choice. If you are only driven by pain, right? Whether it's feeling uncomfortable in your skin or, overdrafting and going broke or getting in a really toxic relationship, if you are only driven by pain, right? Motivation is driven by pain. But what happens when the pain goes away? What's going to keep you motivated, right? What's going to keep you motivated? What is your deeper why? Is it that you want to become a better woman than you were yesterday? Is it because you envision yourself creating generational wealth? Is it because you envision yourself providing a stable family home or having this, physique goals and strength goals and becoming really athletic and healthy and vibrant and traveling the world? What is it that you desire? What is it that you're trying to create into your life? And what is getting in the way of that? What habits, what thought patterns are getting in the way of that? And why does it matter to you? Why is it important for you to change? Because again, if you're only driven based off of when it starts to hurt, when you start to feel bad about your habits again, and you start to, once you gain all the weight back again, that's when you take action. Or once the doctor tells you you're diagnosed with diabetes, that's when you take the action. Or once you break a leg because you have no muscle and you were just, too lazy to go to the gym because genetically you look fine, and you know what I mean? Like, there's so many avenues, and it is ultimately up to you. It's up to you. I don't give a fuck. It is up to you to take control of your life. You are in the driver's seat unless you believe that you are not. Okay, so, and again, that all comes from a place of love. You can either beat yourself up or build yourself up. Okay? That's all for me today. But if you got value from this podcast, honestly, I would love to hear your feedback. You can leave a comment, leave a rating. You can DM me, share it with your friends. That's how you can share the message and help me scale this impact and, touch more lives. So thanks so much for being here with me today. And I can definitely talk about this more on other podcasts. I feel like building self-discipline, it really, really does take practice and time. And it's I cannot possibly talk about self-discipline in just a 20-minute podcast, guys. So I'm for sure going to create a series and continue to talk about it because repetition's key. And I love you guys. Thank you for being here with me today. And let's get it. Real talk.